The first known mention of hops in beer shows up in the year 822 from a Carolingian abbot named Adelard of Corbie. Before hops became the go-to, brewers used something called gruit, which was a kind of herb blend with stuff like yarrow, rosemary, and whatever else was grown nearby. It added flavor, sure, but it didn't do much to preserve the beer. That meant it spoiled fast, couldn't be shipped far, and it turned funky quick. Anybody who's ever had a funky beer, you know, whew. So hops stepped in like a medieval superhero. Hops added flavor and acted as a preservative. But figuring out the right amount took some trial and error, so it wasn't adopted overnight. By the 1200s, Bohemia, which is modern-day Czech Republic, they nailed it. Hopped beer was perfected, and from here on out, things took off. Well, then we'll go to the Germans, because German towns, they really scaled things up. They created standardized barrel sizes, making it easier to export beer all across the region. The days of brewing in the backyard were slowly replaced by mid-sized brewing operations. Think small businesses, which had about 8 to 10 people, brewing beer not just for the household, but for the market. This motto spread fast. Holland in the 14th century, Flanders and Brabant after that, and by the time the 15th century was wrapping up, England was on board too. But because there was always a but, England, they weren't going to just accept hop beer without a fight. And back then, there was a very clear line between ale and beer in England, and they were considered two different things. Ale was made with malt, water, and yeast only. No hops, no herbs, no fancy add-ins. The Brewers' Company of London, they even said, "No hops, herbs, or other like thing be put into any ale or liquor whereof ale should be made." Now, people misquote that all the time as a flat-out ban on hops. But really, it was just saying, hey, if it's got hops, call it beer. If it doesn't, it's ale. Still, some folks weren't thrilled about this whole hopped beer thing. There's this amazing quote that breaks down English opinions on the matter. And honestly, it's a little extra, but bear with me here. It says, ale is made of malt and water. Ale must be fresh and clear, not ropey, not smoky, no weft or tail. Barley malt makes better ale than oat malt. Beer is a cold drink. It makes a man fat and inflates the belly, as can be seen on the Dutchmen's faces and bellies. But when it comes to ale, as always, time and taste, it wins. By the 1500s, the word ale started to evolve. It no longer just meant hop-free beer. It started to mean strong beer in general. And pretty soon, everything had hops in it. Ale, beer, it all got blended together. There's even a cheeky little verse that showed how much things had changed. According to English antiquary John Aubrey, it went, Greek, heresy, turkey cocks, and beer came into England all in a year.